Hey guys, welcome to Advancing Security, your source for security guard content. It's your boy, a passionate security guard named Jay Gutierrez. Today, I'm going to talk to you guys about not being intimidated by military or law enforcement when you're trying to get a better job. So this week in the state of Pennsylvania, I just completed my Act 235 lethal weapons training course. Lethal weapons training is what the state of Pennsylvania calls armed guard training. Every state calls it a little bit differently, but that's what they call it here, which I think sounds pretty cool, pretty legit. And I was shocked and flabbergasted by a lot of things I learned there during this week. And one of the things I've learned about is you should not, I repeat, you should not be intimidated whenever you see these posts on Indeed saying military or law enforcement experience. Apply to those jobs. If it's a job that you think you're skilled for, apply for them and go there to that place personally. Request a freaking interview, and if you have to lie to get that interview, do it. Now, some people might say, hey, Gutierrez, you are setting up a relationship with a bad foot forward. I mean, sometimes you gotta do what it takes to get a better opportunity, and mislabeling something like that for a resume and interview, depending on the situation, I think it's okay. And this is why. Because when you get there, you're gonna tell them, you can answer all their questions, and somewhere during the interview, you're gonna tell them, hey, I'm not military, I have no military personnel, no military experience. That's it. I came here to take my shot. I wanted the opportunity to interview. Now, why am I saying that it's not that important you should not be intimidated whenever you see a job posting online that says military or police experience? Now, unless it's some type of government contract, I wouldn't do that. But if it's a civilian contract, let's say you're gonna work in a hospital, in a school, or a museum, apply to that. If you're gonna work in retail, apply to that. If it's a management position, a supervisor position, a lead position, apply for it. If you feel you have the time and experience and personality for that. Just because you have the time doesn't mean you have the personality. Just because you have the personality doesn't mean you have to put in the right amount of time or you have the skills for that job. Just keep those things in mind. You wanna go 3 for 3, all right guys? You wanna have all 3 before you decide to do this and go down this route. Now, why am I saying that is not that important for certain jobs? It's because what I've experienced this week and what have I been experiencing with law enforcement and military personnel throughout my life. So, law enforcement, in my personal experience, remember, this is my personal experience, my point of view, they tend to be a little bit like, I don't need to hear this. I already have 20 years. I'm retired. I don't need this job. This is nothing compared to the streets when you're a cop. They have that mentality. Not all of them, but a lot of them in my personal experience. Please keep that in mind. And when it comes to military, a lot of them don't care in my personal experience, right? Why am I saying all these things? I'm not putting them down. It's because you need to have this information so that you can compete in the market for those $45,000, $55,000, $60,000 security guard jobs, especially if they're armed security guard jobs. I remember when I did my Fire Life Safety Director course training in global security in New York. I think it was around 32nd Street, I can't remember. One of the instructors there was giving the FSD, Fire Life Safety Director training. He was a retired cop, whatever, if I'm not mistaken. And he said something that I did not really understand. He said, some of the best shooters out there that even train military are not military. They're civilians. I was like, And then it made me think about when I did martial arts. Every time I saw a military personnel doing martial arts, or this martial arts is pretty broad. Let's focus on self-defense. They were bad at it. They have bad mechanics. They have bad skills and stuff like that. And one of the things this guy from Global Security said was, we do it as civilians for fun because we like it. They do it in the beginning, they're having fun, and then they just do it because it's their job, and then you're just going through the motions. That's a big difference between civilian life and law enforcement military life. Like, there's a lot of police officers out there that don't even shoot. They only shoot the minimum requirement throughout the year, and they're making like 6 figures. There are people like that, and you want to keep those kind of people in mind for the interview process. Why is that? Again, you're doing things because you love it. That means you cherish those courses, you cherish your time when you're at the range and you're doing close quarter combat in the karate studio, whatever. You really study it, you nerd out. A lot of them don't nerd out. I can't say a lot of them, I don't have those numbers. I'm basing this off of my personal experience. So I'm at this training course this week, and we're at the shooting range. First of all, there was a lot of personalities out there in that training course. It was a lot of fun. It felt straight up like Police Academy. I was like, yo, the amount of ball busting that was going on there, the jokes being cracked, the characters, I was like, yo, this is straight out of the movies, man. It was so fun. It was so fun for me. So we at the shooting range on our 3rd day, and there was this one guy, he's ex-military. I looked at his gun, and our instructor said the same thing I was thinking. I was like, you cleaned that gun just now? Or that's a brand new gun? He's like, yeah, I got it yesterday. I was like, what? That was bananas. He's like, did you oil it? He's like, nah, just got it yesterday. Yo, this dude never used his gun, and he brought it into the range day when we were supposed to have a range test. There was this other lady. She was ex-military. She was also a correctional officer. And she brought in her dad's gun. It was like a Ruger with it was a Ruger. Doesn't matter, who cares? It's a Ruger. And she's never shot that gun as far as I'm aware. And it was just, I was like, what? They didn't know about trigger reset. And it reminded me of the first day we did our training course where the instructor said, military personnel don't get that much time in the range with handguns. When I spoke to one of my boys, he's like, yeah, you have to meet special requirements to be able to carry a handgun in the military, but they're supposedly badasses at rifle. And I was like, I can compete, and then we're there at the range, and they didn't know about the trigger reset. Their groupings were all over the place from all sorts of angles, and I was underestimating myself and overestimating them. I was like, damn, yo. I remember on the first day, I'm like, yo, I'm the only civilian here, like, taking this course. Like, what the heck is, like, I was like, damn, yo, I'm next to some elite some badasses. And I had the smallest groupings, guys. I had the smallest groupings at 7 yards, 15 yards. I had the smallest grouping. And I just couldn't believe that. And I had to tell myself, like, hey, and I had to tell myself, like, yo, man, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. This is why I'm competing in the market. This is why you have to compete and not let these things intimidate you. And it's one of the reasons I'm telling you guys, get training, get gear, be proficient at it, learn those platforms, learn how to operate those safety tools you have, and apply to these jobs. Apply to these jobs, because you don't want to be stuck in a terrible entry-level position job making minimum wage your entire life or for more than 2 or 3 years, especially if you have a growing family, inflation's happening, the prices in gas is going up along with food. You gotta meet the requirements. You gotta meet a certain standard of living to be comfortable to do your job. Compete, have no fear, apply for those jobs. That's it, that's that, guys. Take care of yourself, love yourself, get some training, wipe down your workstation, and hit comment, hit like, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't yet. We're so close to 100. We're almost there. Once we get to 100, I'm gonna release a short video showing me getting tased from my subscribers. It was a crazy experience. All right, take care of yourself. Ciao, lo quiero mucho.